Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eliezer McKay, and I'm from Wonneman, so I'll be emceeing this event for this morning. On the opening ceremony agenda, we have at 9 a.m. a drum group, Bingui Niyashi Ashabega Women's Group. Can you do the drums? Somebody forgot her earring in here, diamond, right here.
Bonjour, Lillian Nadishnikas. We're going to be singing Calling of the Grandfathers, North, East, South, and West. We're a new drum group. We signed our land in 2011, and we're bringing our culture back to our First Nation. And so bear with us because we're just new, and this is the first conference we'll be drumming at. Miigwech. If you could please remove your caps for this song. Miigwech.
Thank you, ladies. Next one we have on the agenda is our opening prayer. Will be done by Victor Peltier. Victor.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Victor Peltier from Fort William First Nations. I was born and raised out there. Married, wife, and we had 3 girls and 3 boys. We lost one boy 2.5 years ago. Something we have to live with daily. And this morning, I'd just like to begin our opening prayer. When I do my opening prayer, I always like to bless myself in my native language, and I recite Our Father also, and I follow up with a short prayer. And the purification, we'll have to do that outside this morning on account of allergies in the hall here. So if you want to please stand. and those who feel comfortable may bless themselves also. O Gini Kaswin, we asamin gai we wismin gai in a shamanatomi ying. No sanan, Yishigang Ibian. Happy Kish Kichawawin Daming, Kidachukasawin. Happy Kish Bida wish Shamak Kirokamawiwin. And in Dam a Pigi Shiweba Tibishko, Gishgang mi go Gaiki. Michishanam Nam Gum, Gishgak Nin, Pavi Chiginiminek, Ewing and Daso Gishgak. Boni Gita Wishanam Gai Jinishkoin. Here's your Boni Gita one, Gawai Gai Shoinjig, Gigo Gai, Jewish Gagan. Gavi winning, Mida Wishanam Dash me gain. And a prayer here. A prayer for others. Creator, other people besides myself have troubles and worries, often far greater than my own. If I knew their needs, I would forget myself and my problems in my desire to be helpful. But very often I won't know. You know, and to your Sacred Heart, I commend all these people so that you may help them as you alone can. Sacred Heart of Jesus, be with those in sorrow and suffering, a source of encouragement and strength. Amen. And let us pause for a moment, asking the Creator to be with us, to help us out through this day. Creator in heaven, bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and our hearts so that we will work for the good of our community and to help all your people. Teach us to be generous in outlook, courageous in face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Father, we praise you, for you are God forever and ever. Amen. And we will continue with the smudging outside as soon as they're ready out there. Miigwech.
Okay, next we have on the agenda is Chief Peter Collins. Is he here? Anyone from the Fort William First Nation Council wants to come up and do a welcoming remarks? All right. Okay, Victor will do the welcoming remarks.
On behalf of Fort William First Nations and our Chief and Council, I just welcome you all here today for the next 3 days on the Fort William First Nations territorial lands in our community. We have different sites to visit and see. On top of the mountain, we have the new polo grounds that were built there 2 summers ago, and it's a beautiful site. And just to drive up to the mountain to overlook the city of Thunder Bay, you can see the Sleeping Giant and see a couple other islands in view, the airport. And there's a beautiful drive that goes around our reserve, our community, takes in Squaw Bay and part of Chippewa Park. You have nothing to lose when you go out there. So I just welcome you all on behalf of Fort William First Nations. Miigwech.
All right. Thank you, Victor. All right. Next one is I'm going to be doing the opening remarks. I'll be reading from the remarks that was given to me. Anyways, welcome to Thunder Bay for the 7th Annual Northern Ontario First Nations Environment Conference, or NOFNEC 2016. We are happy to see so many familiar faces, and we look forward to meeting you all, and including the new ones. NOFC evolved from an idea at the Mattawa Environment Conference and has grown to include presentation from 9 tribal councils and organizations. This year, contributors include Independent First Nations Alliance, Kiiwetnik Mechanic, Mushkegowuk, Mattawa First Nations Management, No Kiwin Tribal Council, Ontario First Nations Technical Services Corporation, Pace Flat First Nation, Shibogma First Nation Council, and Wendigo First Nation Council. These organizations represent over 60 communities. During this opening ceremony, you will be introduced to and hear a few words from the members of NOFNEC Planning Committee. Each member of the committee represents a participating tribal council or community, and it is their hard work and dedication that made this conference what it is today. The idea behind the NOFNC is that the gathering together the many environmental professionals who work in the Northern Ontario First Nation communities. We can gain and share knowledge and common experiences. Together, we can all build and skills the capacity required to maintain and balance between resource, infrastructure, and community development, and the protection of our lands. Northern Ontario First Nation communities often face environmental issues not seen in other parts of the province. NOFNC has started with the purpose of trying to address some of these specific issues. This year, conference will cover a wide variety of topics in the area of operations and management, resource development, and land planning. These areas will explore in depth throughout this year's event. Today, we gather demands on the environment. Resource development is a priority, but also poses risks. Finding balance is the key. Here at NOFNEC, First Nation environment professionals, industry, and government come together and share and develop ways not to only protect values, but improve lives for First Nations today and in the future. And okay, that concludes my opening remarks. And next on the agenda, we have Mayor Keith Hobbs. Could you come to the podium?
Well, thanks very much, and go Blue Jays. Got to win tonight. But they got to fire Gibby. That guy's a terrible manager. It is an honor and a privilege to be here at the Northern Ontario First Nations Environment Conference. I've been here, I think, 4 years in a row now, and it's always great to see everyone. I want to recognize and pay honor to the drum and to our elder, Victor Pelche. He still has come and blessed my house. We got to figure that out one day. And it's great to be on the traditional lands of Fort William First Nation. That's where Thunder Bay was built. And in 2011, we signed a historic declaration of commitment with Fort William First Nation as a municipality to work together with our neighbors, our closest friends and family. And we're doing that on an ongoing basis, working on the bridge, working on all kinds of issues. And environment is first and foremost. I also want to recognize Josephine Van Damon, our water walker as well, that's here today, and she's going to do a water ceremony, I see. And I had the privilege, as the chair of the Great Lakes St. Lawrence Cities Initiative, to invite Josephine to our conference when we held it a couple of years ago in Thunder Bay. She's walked all around the Great Lakes and is huge and instrumental in protection of the Great Lakes as well. So as chair of the Great Lakes St. Lawrence Cities Initiative, it's a coalition of 120 mayors around the Great Lakes St. Lawrence Basin in the United States, Quebec, and Ontario. And you've probably seen in the news the latest big issue is water diversion in Waukesha, Wisconsin. We're fighting that one. We have a lawyer, and we're taking that one to the Supreme Court in the United States if we have to preserve those lakes. And that's what this conference is about. This is a conference about the balancing of economic development and the environment. My first two trips as mayor, first trip was up to Fort Hope of Bemitong. They're having some issues there, and my second trip was to Webbequay. And when I met with the chiefs and the band council and the elders there, we talked about the Ring of Fire. I'd love nothing more than the Ring of Fire to develop and get the permanent roads, because Thunder Bay is going to be rich. It's going to be great for us with all the value added that we can add to that, the building of the permanent roads. All kinds of things are going to happen. But I said to the chiefs and the elders, and you can take this to the bank, that we won't support that development unless the traditions and the cultures and the land is protected. And I firmly believe that that has to happen. Also, the Energy East pipeline is a big one that our city council and city councils across Canada are wrestling with. And when we were at the NOMA conference, which is Northwest Ontario Municipal Association, most of the leaders voted to support the Energy East pipeline. There was only myself and Mayor Dennis Brown from Atikokan that opposed it. And I said to Energy East, and I said to my colleagues, how can you support it when they haven't even identified what a significant waterway is? And they still haven't done that. So until they do that and they tell me how they're going to protect those waterways, I'm not supporting it. So, you know, these are the kinds of decisions that you have to make in this room as leaders and environmentalists and business people as well. There has to be a great balance so that we can get the most out of the resources, the revenue sharing, make sure that First Nations are connected, they have those permanent roads, but at the same time the culture and the way of life has to be preserved. So it looks like a great conference. I've looked at your agenda. Enjoy yourself. When you have some downtime, make sure you get out and see the sights of Thunder Bay, our brand new waterfront. We have so much to offer in the city. Dig deep into your pockets and support my economy, because we can always use that. But enjoy the day. God bless Miigwech. Thank you.
Next one that we have is Josephine Mandemuin. She's going to be doing the water ceremony. Josephine?
Abusho. Bidas kendigo wasisindo dem. Nino nagjebnedo, medebnedo, kitchebnedo. Minode bimoteto bikoego kmisna. Kaini swag mikoege nenda saganan sibin bemchung magit kamik. Wasema beg din jebnedo begistapnat. We do go down the stamnedo ichgadek. Mede abus tapnum bematzet. Do debnaneke. Ina binuci 7 dads chigino bidas sato de wabnune king. Gino chigamin gate na ki chigino. Chip commodity non pitch of namatsiot. You watch Pisenduit, I mean, get none gitona. You watch Senduin, has read Mishang Jebneto, shred Mishang Jebneto, shred Mishang Jebneto, has read Mishang Jebneto. You can't again. Yobo. Yobo. Okay. Just pour it in the other one and then help. You can pass it around. There's cups that are being given to each and every one of you for the water that is going to be given to all of you. The water's been lifted 4 times to the spirit world, and in petitioning for the water, we ask, can you put the water in the pitcher? There's a pitcher there. Pitcher there. Perhaps another, you can do half and the other one can do half. Pour the water. Can you help her as much as you can so she can? This is a water offering that we do in our lodge. I'm a Midday person. I'm Midday, 4th degree Middaywin from the Three Fires Middaywin Society in Bad River, Wisconsin. This is a water ceremony that we do. We petition to the water, and I want to just to explain to those of you that don't understand the language. We've been told not to forget those that don't understand the language, that we have to explain what it is that we did, what we said. So in the petition we asked Creator, we gave recognition to the Creator, Gishemnedo, Gichemnedo, Gishemnedo, Midemnedo. He is Creator of many things. And we ask also the grandmother who sits beside him, and the grandmother's name is Netobikwe, first sitting grandmother. She's the grandmother who sat with Creator at one time when all things were created. And they petitioned each other, and they asked when the Mother Earth was ready, are they going to be ready to give her what they need? And Grandmother Moon is the one who answered, and she said, yes, we are ready. We are ready to give her what we need. So he gave her his heart first, which is the Deomin strawberry, which he gave to our Mother of the Earth. That's the first food that we're given when we first see the spring. We see the first food that she gives us is the strawberries. And so we also asked the other grandmother who we call the Niswagamikwe, center of the lake woman. She's the one who we petition when we lift the water 4 times. We ask that she brings the water to the First Nations, to the people in the 4 directions, to the clans, our clans that we think of, and the children of first degree, 2nd degree, 4th degree, and 5th degree, all the children that have yet to come. We also look in the east direction where the babies are born, we see life coming in that direction. And we also acknowledge the babies that are yet to be born, that they will find the water that we need, that they will bring the water. The water will be so pure as the water that you're drinking today will be as pure as it is when they come into this world. And so we also acknowledge the people in the 4 directions in the across the ocean, where we think of our ancestors, our relatives there, the black people, the yellow people that don't have any water, that they have to fight for the water, that they will be given the purity of the water that we have today, that they will be acknowledged with the beautiful water that we have today. For all these things we say miigwech to the Creator, we say miigwech, 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 and then we lift the water 4 times, because the fourth realm is that 4th level is where we were brought down when we were first created. And if anybody can understand that creation, anybody read the creation story. In our creation, we were brought down from the spirit world. We were given the many responsibilities, many directions from the Creator, what we were supposed to do, take care of Mother the Earth. And so that's what we do. We have to take care of Mother the Earth. That's our role as Anishinaabe. As Anishinaabe, we're given that responsibility because we are life givers. And as life givers, we carry water within us. And within our bodies, we carry water, we carry that life. As life comes, water flows. When life flows, then we know that life is going to come. Water is going to be flowing. And the same way that Mother Earth also, when she gives life, we know that water is the first thing that flows. When spring comes, we know that little animals will be running around. We know that life will come. And so in that sense, we are of Mother Earth. We are all of Mother Earth. We're all of water. All men and women, we're all of water. So we have to take care of her, have to take care of that water, so that will always be around when we think of our children, our grandchildren, that they will have the water, that they will have the water to drink. And so that's a little bit of what we have as women, that we have to take care of the water as life givers. Hamigwech.
I guess everybody's waiting for instructions what we do after. We drink it now. Okay. On additional note, when Victor Paltier announced that there will be smudging, it will be done outside right after we do our presentations, or after we're done in here. We'll be going through that door over there if anybody wants to go after. So that's where we're going to be heading out for smudging. The housekeeping remarks and poll is up on the agenda in here. The trade show will run slightly different from years past. It will run for 3 days, concurrent with the workshops. We encourage you to visit booths during breaks, lunch hours. There is much to learn, see, and do. We would like to say thank you to all our exhibitors. Each are important resource and are excellent contacts and can help provide solutions in your community. Visit them, learn how they can help your community move forward environmentally. We know that from an event like NAFNEC cannot happen without the support of funders. Join us in thanking them for all their help in making NAFNEC a reality and moreover successful what it is today. This year's our funders include Ministry of Northern Development and Mines, Indigenous Northern Affairs Canada, Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry, and David Pearson. I'd like to give a round of applause. Thank you. NAFNEC has especially support from the industry as well. There are those in private sectors who reach out financial support every year. These sponsors are companies who are involved with First Nation communities and tribal councils. They know events that are costly to put together but are extremely important and absolutely necessary. Especially here in the North, their investment is just one way to show their appreciation for the work they receive and perform on behalf of First Nations, tribal councils throughout Northern Ontario. Thanks to our 2016 event sponsors, Rushing Water sponsor TBT Engineering, Flow River sponsors LTL Environmental, WSP Canada, Goldcorp Musselwhite, and IESO. Running Creek sponsor Wataynikaneyap Power, North Shore Quality Homes, Shared Value Solutions, and Trugrit Consulting. Round of applause, please. All right. We would like to thank all the tribal councils and community representatives that participated in the organization of this event. It is because of all these groups that NOFNEC has become such a successful and anticipated yearly event. This year's conference, the theme is adapting our knowledge to empower change. The theme is to focus of information that will be delivered and shared during this event. As environmental professionals, the work we do has direct impact on both our communities, residents, and the environment. Over the next few days, we will gain knowledge and learn best practices to help protect our First Nation and environmental values, which will in turn help improve the lives of our people in the communities where they live for generations to come. Please keep this year's theme in mind throughout the conference. There are many things to look forward over the next 3 days. Today, we will feature workshops regarding fuel handling, environmental monitoring training, and carbon map and trade. Tomorrow, we will see off-site field trip to a raised garden hosted by Roots to Harvest, a natural attenuation landfill training certification, and GPS demo. Thursday's highlights will include presentations on contamination sites, solid waste management options, a field trip to harbors, metals, recycling, and climate change planetary by David Pearson, and much more. Laura, I believe you have some stuff to say.
Good morning. My name is Laura Sayers. I'm with Shibogama First Nations Council, and I'm just going to review the Poll Everywhere software that we're using this year. So we're introducing this online polling system, and the reason for that is it's more environmentally friendly than some of our paper surveys that we've used in the past. It's fairly simple to use. You can connect to the Wi-Fi from the hotel, or you can use your data connection on your phone. And we have, if you haven't already connected to the Wi-Fi, that's the network and the, oh, do you want to go back for a sec? That's the password. So if everyone want to pull out their phones now, we're going to do a little test. If you don't have a phone, you can find a friend who can answer for you. And during our workshops, we'll also have paper copies for anybody who doesn't have any way to get on the internet. So there's two ways you can use our Poll Everywhere software. You can download the app. It's free, and a few of us have tried it, and it's fairly straightforward to download.
Go back and give everyone a minute with the password.
Okay.
It takes a little longer.
So I'll give you a minute to connect to the internet. We'll give Natalie a few minutes to connect to the internet. So you can download the app if you just search on your Play Store or wherever the App Store, wherever you get your apps, and it's called Poll Everywhere. If you just search Poll Everywhere, there's that little red circle with the lines, the bar graph. You don't have to download the app though. You can just go through your internet browser.
I'm good now.
And if you just pull up your browser, and you can go to www.pollev.com and /NOFNEC. So while everybody's doing that, I'll just explain a little bit. So the Poll Everywhere program allows for real-time surveys, and it records it, collects the information, and analyzes it for us. So it makes it easier because we're not entering all this information from the paper surveys after the fact, but also it's really neat because you can see it in real time. So we're going to be using this software at the end of each workshop, and then throughout lunch hour we'll have some poll questions up. So maybe we can we're going to do a little test, and Ariana's going to pull that up. And it's a free app, so if you're getting asked to pay, you shouldn't have to. So,
I think the capitals matter, so remind people that you need to enter things.
oh, it's all lowercase. So the first question is, I can't read it from here. In one word, what is something that you're looking forward to today? So if you go into your Poll Everywhere, you get, it says I'm participating, you're not presenting, you're just participating. So you can click on that and you type in the pollev.com, NOFNEC, if you haven't already, because I haven't. And the question should pop up on your phone. And you can see some people are starting to answer, and the more times the word's repeated, it gets larger on the screen. Are you allowed only one on this one, Ariana, or can you do multiple answers? So during lunch hour, we're going to have this up, and we're going to try to generate some discussion on our polls. Obviously, we're going to have maybe a little bit more in-depth questions. So we get quite a few answers there. Relationships, Sayers, someone's looking forward to me today. I can't really see the screen from here. Knowledge. Learning and knowledge are the big ones. If anybody's having trouble with it, if you want to just raise your hand, and maybe some of the planning committee can, except for unless you're part of the planning committee, just raise your hands and some of the planning committee can come around and help out maybe. Mm-hmm. Some people are looking forward to lunch. Oh, it's www.pollev.com. And then it's /NOFNEC, NOFNEC. And each workshop room, it'll be a different, I think we have NOFNEC, NOFNEC 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, NOFNEC, NOFNEC 2, NOFNEC 3. So when you're in the workshop, the facilitator will tell you what that URL is so that everybody's responding to the correct survey. Okay, we'll just give this maybe one more minute, and if you haven't answered. Okay, do we want to try the next one? Okay, so that's our first intro question, and their next one is a very serious question, and I can't see the screen, so can we make, yeah. If we were to have an environmental theme song for the week, what would it be? And this is a multiple choice, I believe, or no, you have to, yeah, it's multiple choice, so it should come up on, I know on my phone it just came up, I have all the options, and you can just pick which one you want to answer. Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. Kermit the Frog. Well, so far everybody has, oh, no, we have one person that doesn't agree and doesn't know any of the above. I can't see the percentages, but we might have to find What a Wonderful World to play during our lunch hours. Okay, so are we gonna close that off? Are people still answering? So thank you everyone for joining us in our test survey. Like I said, after every workshop, the facilitator is going to set this up, and we're going to do our speaker evaluations, and then at the end, the conference evaluation this way. And if anybody doesn't have a phone or doesn't have a laptop or any way to get on, We can certainly include your questions. We can give you paper copies of the surveys, or for some of the poll questions, you can find a friend who can answer for you, or talk to a committee member. We can help you put in your answers as well. So, great. Eliezer?
Thank you, Laura. Okay, let's see what you had here. We would like to express our gratitude to the speakers who have worked hard to prepare for this event. Let us show them our appreciation with our attendance and our attention. The primary reason for being here is to learn. Our workshop leaders will be our teachers for the next 3 days. So let's make sure we soak in knowledge that these people have taken so much time to prepare for our benefit. As you know, throughout the conference, a camera crew will be on hand to capture footage of this event. Alternatively, if you do not wish to be filmed, please let any of the camera operators or conference organizers know. We will endeavor to accommodate your request. If you don't want to be on the camera shy maybe. And many organizations have contributed significantly to our passport of prizes and attendance draw. These prizes will be on display throughout the conference for delegates to view. To win, to get your passport to prizes card punched at the end of each workshop you attend. Fill in the conference survey on Thursday for your final punch. Facilitators from the planning committee will be present at each venue to punch your card. At the end of the conference, you simply fill out the back of the card. Prizes will be drawn at the closing ceremonies. Remember, you must have completed card and will be attendance to win. Conference badges will have been provided for each delegate. Please remember to wear your badge throughout the conference, besides being a friendly identifier. Your badge name is your pass into workshop and other conference events. Upon registration, all delegates receive a delegate package. Conference manual agenda is located in the center section of the manual. It is your guide. All of the activities and workshops happening throughout the conference. Throughout the conference coordinators will staff a conference services office. The office is located at Mackenzie Room on the 2nd floor. Should you need assistance or have any questions, do not hesitate to drop by the conference service office. If you have any other conference-related questions, look into your conference manuals for answers, or you can check with the organizing committee or conference coordinators from the adventure group upstairs in Mackenzie Room. Last, we look forward to having you at the 7th Annual Northern Ontario First Nations Environmental Conference, and we encourage you to take time to meet and share your thoughts with us while adapting our knowledge to empower change.